Om Sri Lakshmi Narsimhaya Namaha. Valmiki Ramayana, Ayodhya Kanda, Chapter 76. Bharata Cremates the King. Summary. Vasistha advises Bharata to stop lamenting and to perform the last rites of the king. Bharata then places the body of Dasaratha on a couch, taking it out from the vessel where it had been immersed in oil, and proceeds with the funeral rites. The appointed priests, attendants, people of the city, and the weeping royal woman followed the funeral pile of the king to the banks of Sarayu River, where the body was cremated. Bharata, along with others, returned to the city after the completion of the cremation ceremony. Chapter 76 in detail. The sage Vasistha, the excellent one among the speakers having eloquence, spoke to that Bharata, Keke's son, who was thus tormented with grief. O, the greatly illustrious prince, my blessings to you. You have lamented long enough. Perform in an excellent way the last rites of the king. Hearing the words of Vasistha, Bharata, conversant with his duty, fell prostrate and proceeded with all the arrangements for the obsequies. Raising the body of King Dasaratha from the vessel where it had been immersed in oil, seeming as it were asleep with face in the color of gold, the son Bharata placed it in a magnificent couch, adorned with every kind of precious stone, and in a great grief lamented as follows: O king, having sent into exile the virtuous Rama and Lakshmana, who is possessed of great strength, while I was away from home and had not yet returned, what did you intend to do? Where will you go, leaving this person, that's me, who was distressed and bereft of Rama, the unwearied one in action and the excellent one among men? O king, O father, who is supposed to see the welfare and security of your city of Ayodhya, while you have departed for heaven, and while Rama has gone, taking refuge in a forest. O king, bereft of you and deprived of its lord, this earth does not look charming to me. This city is looking like a night without a moon. The great sage Vasistha again spoke the following words to that Bharata, who was distressed in mind and thus lamenting: O mighty armed Bharata, without hesitation or repining, carry out the funeral rites of the king that should be done. Be it so, answered Bharata, and obedient to Vasistha's command, he summoned speedily the appointed priests who knew the rules of the funeral rites. The fires of the king was prepared outside the chamber and kindled in accordance with the rituals by the priest and the sacrificial attendants. The attendants were choked with tears in their throats and disconsolate in their mind, made the dead king to mount on a small palanquin and carried it away. The people went along the path, scattering silver, gold, and various kinds of clothes in front of the king. In the same manner, some others brought sandalwood, sweet aloes, different fragrant essences, with leaves of sarala, padmaka, and devadaru woods, and many other kinds of fragrant substances, went there and threw them into the funeral pile. Thereafter, the appointed priests caused the king's body to lie down there in the midst of the funeral pyre. Then those priests, engaged for the benefit of the king, poured oblations into the fire and recited sacred texts relevant to the funeral rites. Those among the priests who could recite the hymns of Samaveda chanted them according to the rules. Then his ladies, encircled by elders, mounted palanquins or other vehicles as deserving, and departed from the city to that place. Then the appointed priests, as well as Kaushalya and other women who were tormented with grief, circumambulated in anti-clockwise direction that king who was lying on a funeral pile. At that time, the crying sounds of thousands of women, pitiably weeping with agony, were heard like the sounds of female curlew birds. Thereafter, the lamenting ladies, deprived of their grit, wept again and descended from their vehicles at the bank of Sarayu River. Along with Bharata, the royal women, the ministers, and the family priests offered their oblations with water and entered the city with their eyes filled in tears and spent 10 days with great difficulty by sleeping on bare floor. Thus completes 76th chapter of Ayodhya Kanda of the glorious Ramayana of Valmiki, the work of a sage and the oldest epic. Sri Moola Rama Vijayate. Om Sri Krishnarpanamastu.